What's going on, baby? What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Sound check. Sound check. We got about 4 minutes after the hour. What's going on with the brethren? I appreciate it, man. We got 7 in here right now. What you guys think about the new layout? In honor of October. Preston said it sounds good. My man, my man. I appreciate you being in here, brother. Appreciate you being in here. Thank you. Thank you for being in here on a Thursday night, man. One day we'll get it to where we can do this actually the night before the stinking football game. But obviously work. So work gets in the way sometimes, man. But let's talk about some Carolina football, man. Let's talk about some Carolina football. A couple of things tonight. Obviously, we got the $150 score prediction. Okay? But when you call in tonight, if we get any callers, I want you to also tell me what your top three scariest movies are. I got mine down here right now. And I'm kind of excited about maybe trying to implement this in to the call-in show, like a top 3. I know some of the other guys, some of the other shows do, like a top 5 and stuff like that. But just keep it simple, loosen things up a little bit after we talk a little football and everything. And so let me know what your top 3, you got to call in now, top 3 scariest movies are. I'm talking about the ones that make it where you can't stink and sleep at night. And obviously, I want to know your score predictions, man. Hey, another thing, before I forget, and good night, how could I stink and forget? If you get a chance, bro, please, time, whatever resources you may have, man, consider helping out the people of Western North Carolina, man. That's a terrible situation that those people are in. And, those are our people. So we need to take care of them the best that we can. And so I cannot stress that enough, man. If you have the means, obviously, if you don't, then you don't. But if you have the means, man, do what you can do. Do what you can do. And like I said, the only reason I'm saying this is just to let you know that I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I basically donated all of my YouTube earnings from last month and then rounded it up to the next $100. So it's not a lot, but if we all give a little bit, man, it definitely adds up. And those people need us, man. Those people need us. I wish I could actually be there physically, just because it really does, man. That's such a terrible situation, man. Such a terrible situation. And just don't forget about the more important things in life as we sit here and enjoy what we love, and that's college football. We got Preston in the house. We got Nick. We got my man. We got all my boys in here right now, dude. So we got 8 viewers. 8 viewers right now. And is this a must-win football game? Let's go ahead and start off with that. Carolina's 3-2, 0-1 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And some would say that this is a must-win football game. And it might be the best stinking team that we've played to date, which is stinking crazy if you think about it. Because coming into the season, don't forget Pitt went 3-9 last year. But it's amazing what a quarterback can do. And Eli Holstein comes in here and he's slinging the stinking rock around. And, Carolina's defense right now is kind of behind the power curve, to say the least. Josh 88, hater peeking in. And we appreciate the stinking haters too, bro. Preston said we only have one must-win on the schedule at this point. What's that? That's State? I hear you, bro. Gotta stinking beat NC State this year. But yeah, 100%, bro. That is definitely a stinking must win. 100%, that's a stinking must win. But yeah, bro, this is kind of like literally the fork in the road, man. I mean, you could say it was Duke, but this one right here, bro, if Carolina loses this game and goes 0-2 in the ACC, I don't have a lot of confidence. You know, we're not get too ahead of ourselves, but this is a big two, a big two football games. That's all I can say, man. Pack fan here. Scott said, "Bring it. It will be brought," or at least I hope so. I stinking hope so. I thought it was going to be brought last year too, man. But we got 12 people in here right now, and like I said, bro, listen, what we're going to do tonight is when you call in, I want to hear your Carolina score prediction, and I also want to hear your top 3 scariest movies, the ones that can make you sleep at night. And if we have time, if we have enough people interested, I might just give you guys the scariest thing that ever happened to me when I was deployed to Iraq. Like scary. And I might even do it as a Leo. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I might have to stink and save that for the hooligans, man. We'll see. We'll see if we have time. But let's just say that, like I said, man, you'll see some stinking crazy things out here. There's some crazy things in this stinking world. But anyway, you know, that's for stinking later. That's for stinking later. So, like I said, call-in portion of the show. Numbers right there on the side, 919-590-3514. Call in, give me your score prediction, and give me your 3 scariest movies. We're going to go ahead and get into the game stuff. I'll give you a couple of stinking notes, and then we'll open this bad boy up, man. So, obviously, the North Carolina Tar Heels at 3-2, 0-1 in the Atlantic Coast Conference are hosting the undefeated Pitt Panthers in Kenan Stadium for homecoming. Got a couple of cool things going on. My man JP, Julius Peppers, a.k.a. Pep, is going to be honored in, I think it's at the end of the first quarter, and then the first TV time out of the second quarter. And what a stinking honor, bro. I was sitting there watching some highlights from him a little bit earlier today on Twitter on the Carolina football page, bro. And, you know, it's just, that guy is so phenomenal, bro. Just an absolute specimen. And I wish there was more North Carolinians that would stay home like Pep did, man, because we really do have some really good talent within the state. Obviously, there's ebbs and flows and things of that nature. But, you know, Pep was one of the greatest to ever do it. And it's pretty cool, man, that guy wore Carolina blue. And he, through and through, is a stinking Tar Heel, man. So really good to see Pep back in the house and to let these young kids know that you can come to North Carolina and do great things, you know, after you move on. So really going to be cool to see Pep in the house. Now, let's get into some weather stuff real quick. The weather, this is the hour by hour on Saturday right now. Obviously, this is subject to change. Still a little bit stinking warm, you know, if you ask me, even for Chapel Hill. But should be fairly good, especially if the cloud cover stays. 77 to 80 throughout the game. Looks like there's minimal chances of precipitation. And you got a 5 to 6 mile per hour wind. So should be pretty good conditions for football. Hopefully this will be the last 80-degree weather game that we have. So weather shouldn't really be a factor in this one. Looks like it'll be a pretty good day for those who are actually going to be there. Hutch 76. Got the Pitt fan in the house. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out for a little bit, Hutch. Call into the show in a second, brother. Uniform combination. Looks like my boys are going to be going with the all Carolina blue for homecoming, man. Courtesy of Carolina football on X. So you got Kevin Hester Jr. here. Hopefully he's going to be able to stack up the middle for us. And, you know, pretty good look, man. Pretty good stinking look. I can deal with the all Carolina blue. That should be a pretty good look. Now, one of the things that Carolina's going to have to deal with, man, is we got some injury guys that are coming back, okay? One of them is Desmond Reed, their leading rusher. So, kid was held out against Youngstown State. Pat Narduzzi said that he's going to be 100% for this game. But not only does Desmond Reed come back, Rodney Hammond is now eligible. So, most of you guys remember him from last year. Now, personally, I think that Desmond Reed presents more of a problem for Carolina than Rodney Hammond. So if Rodney Hammond wants to take that RB1 spot, that's perfectly A-okay with me, because Carolina has trouble tackling guys that got a little stinking wiggle in them. That's just what I observed. Sean Fitzsimmons, still questionable. And defensive tackle Anthony Johnson is listed as doubtful right now. And then Carolina, Darwin Barlow and Kamen Rucker are both questionable. And then obviously Christian Hamilton is going to be out. And then Max Johnson and Liam Boyd are currently out, obviously, for the remainder of the season, man. So he's got to kick that rust off, says Preston. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we'll see what he can do. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Reed gets the majority of the carries. Now, this is going to be one of the more talented offenses that Carolina plays all year. Like I said, it's amazing what Pitt having a quarterback can do. They're averaging 48.5 points per game, which is top 10 in the country, if I'm not mistaken. And, when you got a team that can run the football and simultaneously you got a guy like Eli back there that can kind of sling it around. They got multiple receivers, too. It's not just Kanata Mumpfield. They got multiple guys with, I think, 12 or more catches. And so, he's going to put the football where the guys are open. And, it'll be interesting to see how Carolina's secondary, especially the safeties and the nickel Caleb Koss match up, in this football game. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And then obviously, who the hell knows what we're going to be able to do against the run. I think one of the craziest quotes, and I should have touched on it, when I did my last thoughts for the Duke game, was that Manny Diaz, he was questioned or asked about, what did you see? Why did you keep running the football? How did you run the football to come back from 20? And Manny Diaz said, they kept giving us a light box, so we kept running the football. And like I said, I'm sitting there watching the football game, and I'm like, why do we have 6 in the box, and they got 5 down linemen, 5 offensive linemen and H-back, and they're just handing it. That's +1 every stinking time. So very maddening for me. I just don't understand why we haven't committed to stopping the run like every stinking game. It boggles my mind. And like when Manny Diaz says, hey, bro, they kept giving us a light box, so we're going to go with the numbers. Well, that makes sense, man. And I'm glad that somebody has the intelligence that they can look at, hey, we have numbers here. Let's keep running the stinking football. But I digress. You're going to get me all stinking sidekicked on that Duke game again, and I want to just push that to the stinking side. So, injury update. We got the weather report, the uniform combo going on, and then yeah, man, it's really, I want to hear from you guys about what do you think. Obviously, what is going to be the final score, but what do you think North Carolina has to do to win this football game? Now, Carolina is, I think, 7-1 all time at home against the Pitt Panthers. So they've never won in Chapel Hill. 12-5 all time against Pitt. And they have never won in Chapel Hill. Is this the game that, they're able to turn the corner? Or does Carolina take its head out its butt and make it happen? Hey, Nick said, here's the key. Don't play soft defense. Preston, how was Pop, man? Hey, I appreciate the $20, brother. I appreciate it. Let me get you up here on your throne, man. My stinking dude. Preston says, how is Pop? He's sore. He got jacked up, Preston. He got absolutely jacked up. But I will say this. He's just a simple man, and he deserved it. I told him, he said he just wanted to go have a word. And I said, that's not how it works, Dad. That's not how it stinking works. But he thought he was just going to go on the field and have an old conversation with Mac. He was pissed, man. He told me, let me get you up here real quick, Preston. Yeah, he told me when he called me, man. He said, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I said, I hear you, Dad. He was tired of watching all the missed tackles and stuff. He was tired of watching all the missed tackles, bro. So he said, I got to do something about it. And he thought he could just go in there on the field, man. And you can't do that. So, yeah, I appreciate you checking on Pop-Pop, though, man. And I appreciate the stinking 20, brother. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, man, go and watch that stinking little skit. I had told Preston and some of the guys, man, that I spent a lot of time on that. And I had an inkling. I kind of figured that there wasn't going to be a whole bunch of hype on this thing. Because one, it's Pitt. It's, coming off of a Duke loss. And Carolina's 3-2, and you know how stinking Tar Heel Nation can be when we start going downhill, unfortunately. But yeah, Pop-Pop's doing well. He's at the house resting, brother. He's at the house resting. So, hey, the phone lines are up, man. If you want to call in, give me your score prediction, and let me know what you think about this football game. I think we got some Pitt guys in here. So, by all means, 919-590-3514. You let me know what you think about this stinking football game. And you give me your score prediction. And we got one off the jump. What's going on, baby? You on the phone with Russ?
Russ, what's going on, man? It's your favorite Yinzer.
Hey, what's up, Hutch? How you doing, brother? Hey, real quick, before you get into it. Hold on, before you get into it, what is a Yinzer? You gotta explain that to me.
So a Yinzer it's a slang term for someone from the city of Pittsburgh. So instead of saying y'all, Pittsburgh's the only place on earth that says yin. So to put that in context, it's like, hey, Yin's going downtown this week to watch the Steelers play.
That's stinking awesome, bro. They say Yins. Right.
Basement, but if the Steelers are Super Bowl champions and the Penguins win the Stanley Cups, man, all is right with the world with the Yinzer. So.
Yeah, okay. And everybody's walking out with, they got their chest out, right?
Yeah, I do a good Yinzer impression. So.
Oh, man, hold on real quick. Give me just a second because the guys are saying that they cannot hear the conversation. Give me 1 second, brother. Let me try to fix this, man. Let me see, guys. Gosh, I hate to hear that, bro. This might be one of those things where I cannot fix it on, let's see, that's right. Ringing. All jacked up, bro. Give me 1 second, guys. They can't hear you, bro. Oh, let me see if I can fix this real quick, man. Dang it, dude. Stop audio. Man, dude, I think this is going to end up being a problem, brother. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
You can hear me loud and clear, bro, but nobody can stinking hear me right now. Man, that irks me. That stinking irks me because I don't know how to fix it off the stinking jump. I'm sorry, bro. I got you on here, man, and my daggone live stream is all jacked up.
I got you. Well, let's try this, man. Let's give it a couple minutes. I'll try calling back in and see if it clears itself up.
Man. Yeah, do that for me. I appreciate you, Hutch. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I'll give you a call back here in about. Let's see if it's just.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Stay on the phone with me. They said that they can hear it, so everybody can hear Hutch now, right? It says that everybody can hear you, Hutch. I think everybody's good,
there we
man.
go, man.
Okay, all right.
That, man.
I don't know what I did, but I did it. So let's go.
Yeah, you're just a genius, man. So,
yeah. So what you got for me, brother?
The first part of our conversation that nobody heard was you asked what a Yinzer was, and I kind of explained, Yinzer is a slang term for someone from the city of Pittsburgh. So it used to be kind of derogatory, and it still can be, but it's something that the city kind of embraces because they don't say y'all in Pittsburgh. It's the only place on earth that says yins.
I like it.
Yins going downtown and watch the Steelers.
I like it. Tar Heel was a derogatory term too, bro, and we embraced it. So
and y'all embraced it just like we embraced the Yinzer.
100%, bro. I like it. I like it. So what you got for me, brother? Very cool.
Keys of the game, man. From a Pitt fan perspective, man, and I've watched 3 of the Carolina games, saw the Minnesota game, the JMU game, and the Duke game. From a neutral observer, I don't know how Chris Well didn't win that job out of camp. Kid's
Right.
got a huge arm, great arm talent, very active in football, makes for the most part good decisions. The thing is, here's the keys to me for Carolina. For Carolina, offensively, how you beat Pitt, you're going to run the ball. Pitt honestly has done pretty well against the run this year. I think they're only giving up 2.8 yards per carry, but it's kind of skewed because of Youngstown State and Kent State. West Virginia rushed for 188 yards on them. And, no disrespect to C.J. Donaldson, that kid's a stud at West Virginia. Pitt hasn't faced it back like Hampton.
Right.
So it's going to be twofold for Carolina because Pitt is not great defensively. And they really, unlike years past, there's no difference maker. There's no Aaron Donald. There's no Kalijah Clancy. There's no Jalen Twyman or Sebastian Dennis. They're just kind of average.
Right.
And, they still play this 4-3 man coverage, blitz-heavy pressure defense, and they really don't have the kids in the secondary to make it work. So, you look at them, and Kent was able to hit chunk plays against them. I mean, Cincinnati in the first half was hitting chunk plays on them. So, to their credit, they rose to the occasion and found stops late in both of those games in Cincinnati and West Virginia to get wins. But, they're not good against the pass. And so I think if Carolina can have a two-prong attack of Marion Hampton gets 30 carries this game, they have long drives that result in scores. You keep that Pitt offense off the field.
Right.
That's how you beat them. Don't let them on the field. Long drives, time of possession, drives that result in touchdowns. You've also got to protect. I know your offensive line hasn't been great, but it's not like Pitt has a lot of great pass rushers this year. They really don't.
Right.
These games are always close. You nailed it on the head, man. Like, the only time Pitt has beaten North Carolina in North Carolina is in a Meineke Car Care Bowl in 2009.
Right.
And this is always just a game that I saw a statistic today, 10 of the last 12 have been decided by single digits. So it's always a tight game. Hell, I remember 3 years ago when Pitt was ACC champs, and y'all came up in November to Heinz Field, and, it was 23-7 Pitt, and it shouldn't have been that close. And next thing you know, it's 30-23, and Howell is driving them down the field, and it's like, bro, how the hell did this happen? They're about to choke this away again.
Yeah,
because this is like Pitt's tagline. It's Pitt's, Pitt, every year Pitt should just have the tagline, Pitt football, disappointing fans and students since 1984. Because that's what they did. They snatch defeat from the jaws of victory more than any other team in the country.
Yeah.
So Pitt for North Carolina defensively, you got your hands full, honestly. I was not optimistic about this season for a variety of reasons. First off, they didn't have a quarterback. They had horrible quarterback play last year.
Right.
Again, like I said, defense is average. And then you get the Rodney Hammond being out. It's like they were going to struggle to win 6 games. Honestly, I thought going into this year, this was going to be a huge game for Pitt because I figured they'd be 500 at this point. They'd be 2-2 at best, 3-1 going into Carolina.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, watching Eli Holstein, this kid, there's a reason why he was a 4-star. There's a reason why he ended up at Alabama. 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. I think he's hitting 69%. Kid's a real deal. And
He's playing great football, man. Yeah.
He's got a little Kenny Pickett in the respect that he's a better than average athlete. This is not, he's not a guy who's a Lamar Jackson or Vic, but he can beat you with his legs.
Right.
And if it's one thing that Carolina or that JMU killed you guys with was that quarterback getting outside of the pocket, extending plays, and making accurate throws, and he can do that.
And that's what's killed us. That's what's killed Carolina for years is dual threat guys. And not that Eli is necessarily a true dual threat, but just having the ability to utilize his legs. I mean, we have not fared well against that type of quarterback in years.
And their receivers are infinitely improved. Last year was Mumfield and not much else. And now you've got, Poppy Williams has stepped up, Kenny Johnson, Sincere Lee. You still have Gavin Bartholomew. And, you had the X factor in Desmond Reed, and that's the guy you really have to account for if you're Carolina because,
Right. I
Pitt's
agree.
got a proud football tradition. You go back, they've been playing football since 1890. They had Tony Dorsett, Craig Hayward, Curtis Martin, LaShawn McCoy. They've never had a back have 100 yards rushing and receiving in the same game until Desmond Reed against Cincinnati. And
That's
he's
crazy.
the guy that, he's just home run threat. You miss a tackle, he's in the end zone.
He sure is, bro. And I'm telling you right now, like Desmond Reed he terrifies me because Carolina goes through spells, man, in every game where they do not tackle well. It's like watching the Monstars on Space Jam, where you got guys that were filling the hole last quarter, and now all of a sudden it's like they forgot how to tackle. And you cannot do that against Desmond Reed. He will make you pay.
No, he's going to make you pay. So you got a tall task, and I love what Cade Bell has brought in. I was a fan of that hire when they made it. I'm a football nerd. I watch at all levels. I got ESPN Plus to watch the FCS, so I've seen a few Western Carolina games from last year. Was happy that they brought in someone who runs an offense that doesn't look like the first preseason game of the NFL, or like he's trying to win the NFC Central in 1991.
Right.
It was just putrid last year. It's like I can somewhat live if my team is bad, but they're entertaining and competitive.
Right.
But when they're just hot garbage, it's So for Pitt, the big thing for Pitt is you need to come in, you need to punch this team in the mouth. And I know that sounds cliched, but you need to come in and you need to go up 2 scores early and see what they're made of. See if they're going to
100%. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because these games are always dogfights, and I think that this game is going to be a dogfight and it's going to be a shootout.
Right.
But if you're Pitt, you need to be balanced on offense. I think Cade Bell has spent a lot of time looking at that JMU film and going, what do they do that we can do similarly to put our best athletes in space to exploit their secondary and put points on the board? And my question is Carolina going to have an answer for that?
Yeah. And
so,
that's a great question.
Pitt defensively, it's kind of try to limit big plays as best you can. They're not good at it. Try to get pressure. Carolina defensively, how you beat this Pitt offense, they sometimes beat themselves, and you need to take advantage of that because they still have been fairly average on the O-line, with sacks. Cincinnati, the first half, they were just killing themselves with penalties and false starts, and they're really not good behind the sticks. They've really not looked good when they're 2nd and 14, 2nd and 15. So if you can get sacks, if you can get tackles for loss, force them into false starts, force them into stupid penalties, and put them in 2nd and 15 as opposed to being, 2nd and 6 where they have, the whole playbook's open to them, that's going to benefit Carolina.
Right.
This game still scares me because, it's again, this is a team that you never know what you're going to get. And I give them credit because in years past, Pitt would have lost those 2 games against Cincinnati and West Virginia, no question. And the fact that they found ways to win, there's a resiliency that I hope is kind of wearing off, is kind of permeating. They're coming in a more confident team. And I think they realize that their schedule's backloaded. They need every win they can get right now, if they want to get to 8 or 9 wins because they finish and they still have to go to SMU in November. They still have, I think their last 3 is they get Clemson, Louisville, and Boston College. So, this is a game where, they're playing well now, but the tough games are at the end. And that defense, again, like I said, it's average at best. So, I somehow think Pitt pulls it out. I think it's going to be 31-27 Pitt.
Okay.
I think Criswell is going to be driving the field just like Sam Howell was 3 years ago, and he's going to get stopped, at like the 30-yard line in field goal range, but the field goal doesn't do you any good.
Nope.
And Pitt pulls out and just hangs on. They hang on. But again, it's not going to surprise me if they go in there and lay an egg and lose by 25, truthfully.
Does the bye week worry you at all? Because y'all were kind of humming, man.
Honestly, I think the bye week kind of helped them because I think that there were some injuries. They held Des Reed out of the Youngstown State game. It gave him a chance to get healthy.
Right.
I don't think it was a bad thing at a bad time. I don't see it as a detriment where they're coming in now, and hopefully they're confident, but they're not drinking the Kool-Aid, where they think they're better than they are.
And I'm hoping, bro, that they are getting drunk on the Kool-Aid.
This is a team that just came off back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
One where they gave up 70 points to a Sun Belt team, and you think you're just going to throw the uniforms out there and win. It's just not going to happen. And I think that they're smart enough, hopefully, to know that. And I hope Narduzzi's kind of on a warm seat. Like, to say that he would be on a hot seat, I'm not really sure. But they just fired the athletic director. There's really nobody there that has any ties to him. You know, he's been solid. I mean, he's, I think, 70 and 50 over his career. He has one Coastal title and one ACC outright title.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like he went from winning an ACC title to 3 wins in 2 years.
Right.
And,
right.
I mean, you know, that's pretty telling. And they've kind of been that team. That's been their MO all along. You know, they're the team that goes in and beats Clemson at Clemson when Clemson's number 2, and then loses the bowl game to Northwestern. That they're never really competitive in.
Right.
So,
right.
You know, that's just the MO of this football team. So it's really, and it's always been that way. You know, ever since I was a kid, this is, you know, as soon as Dan Marino left, it's like, welcome to mediocrity.
Yeah. Yeah. Great call, man. Great stinking call, Hutch. I really appreciate you calling in, brother.
It, man.
So 31-27.
You're one of my top North Carolinians. You're not my favorite. That honor goes to Lisa Mazingo out there in Seven Springs, North Carolina, most beautiful girl in the state.
I hear you,
but
brother.
You are top 5, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Before I let you go, man, I just got a small favor to ask of you and all your viewers, man. I got a buddy of mine who his name's Tom Talbert, and he's a huge Clemson fan. And I don't know if you're a praying man. He's battling brain cancer, and you know, went through surgery they had to remove his eye back in April, and the tumors are back, and they're saying it's now kind of terminal. And you know, dude is relentlessly positive. He's fighting it as best he can, but you know, it really got to me a couple weeks back. He went to the Clemson Wolfpack game, and it was the first time he'd been back at Death Valley in, like, I think he said 3 years. And this is a place he's been going since he was 6.
Yes, sir.
40 years.
Yeah.
And you know, he's posting all the stuff on social media, and I kind of looked at it and I went, man, you know, that might be the last time he ever gets to go to one of his favorite places on earth.
Wow.
That might be the last time he gets to watch a game.
Yeah.
And that just kind of hit me where I'm like, you know, this might be his last year watching football.
Right.
And it's like, I get it. Get upset when your team loses. I get it. You know, we all do that stuff, but it's like, just keep it in perspective, man. Like, it's a gift. It's a blessing, man, to be able to go and watch your team play, to go experience a college football Saturday, no matter where you are in the country, man. I mean, I'll be at the Carolina game next week, you know, against Georgia Tech.
Bro.
Buddy of mine is a former All-American at TCU, trains kickers. One of the kids, Georgia Tech, he trained Notre Dame since he was like 16. So
yeah.
But just keep it in perspective, man.
What's his name, Hutch? Real quick, I like to say the names in my prayers, brother.
Tom Talbert. Down there and it's ironic because he lives in Columbia and he hates South Carolina. He's a massive Clemson fan. So
I hear you. Well, hey, I hate South Carolina too, bro. So
yeah, y'all would get along, man. But,
yeah, man.
Just a good dude, a guy who would, you know, would fit in with this show. Just love talking about, you know, football and college football, and has a huge passion for it. So
yeah, hey,
you know,
great call,
I try to
Hutch.
keep him in prayers because I'm blown away, honestly, by his. Dude just like keeps a smile on his face, man. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how you do it, but he's just strong in his faith. And he's like, look, man, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going if I die. You know?
Amen, brother.
So,
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it was great to talk to you, man. I wish I get to see you next week for the Georgia Tech game, but I'll be there, man. I'm gonna try to get on that field and kick field goals so they kick me off. So,
my man,
I'll send you some video, bro.
Okay, I appreciate you, Hutch. You have a wonderful night, brother.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
You too, brother. Bye.
Hey, great stinking call, man. Great stinking call, dude. Hutch is one of them guys that knows what he's talking about. We got a plethora of insight on that one, dude. So that was a stinking outstanding call. Got another one in here, man. Give me 1 second. Hold on, I'm getting to you, baby. What's going on, baby? You on the phone with Russ?
What's going on, Russ?
Hey, if it isn't our favorite Wolfpacker.
That's right.
What's up, brother?
It is Nick Pack fan checking in the game, boys.
What's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
All good, brother. Just hanging around waiting for football on Saturday.
Just waiting for Saturday, huh?
Yeah, you know it.
I hear you. What you got, man? What you got for me today?
All right. Well, first and foremost, man, pretty excited about game day, and both our games are tough, as you know that. But comment on y'all's game. I know you got a little bit of a blue-collar game coming up, but then again, I want to bring back the fact that I love that you're 3-2 now for starters.
I'm sure you do, considering y'all are 3-2 as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for the uglies at the end of the year, Bubba.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
So what do you think on last game, man? How do y'all blow a 20-0 lead? That defense was just soft.
Easy. It's culture and coaching, bro. That's what it is, man.
Oh, I hear you.
That's what it is. It's culture and
100%.
coaching. And I'll be the first one to tell you, bro, that I've been screaming culture and coaching for the past 3 years. And I think there are more and more people that are like, hey, man, we can't do this much longer. But you'll be surprised at how many people, it's almost like the frog in the stinking water, the boiling water ordeal where they're almost just impervious to it. Like, like this is just the first time that these things have happened. And like I said, as much as I love stinking Mac, as much as I love Mac and I appreciate everything he's done, man, I mean, to me, enough is enough. And I think that this should be the last year, regardless of what happens. I'm more worried about, salvaging whatever, national prestige that we have. And I'm just hoping that the football team isn't lost. I'm hoping that he's still able to coach and they're going to listen. But how do you blow a 20-point lead to Duke? I mean, it's culture and coaching, I mean,
I agree with you 100%, man.
That's what it is.
You just got to go take it one game at a time. You just got to brush that off and continue the rest of the season. I mean, hey, you still got a 9-game plus win season could possibly happen.
It's possible.
You just got to think that way.
Yeah, it's it's possible. It's just with what we've seen in the past 2 games, there's nothing that would make. I mean, good night. We can't even feel secure with a 20-point lead against a stagnant offense. So
we wouldn't either.
That's what worries the crap out of me is we can be up 20 to a team that can't move the football. They're very limited, and then all of a sudden we just forget how to play defense. And next thing you know, we're giving them our hardware, and we're taking another L. So I don't stinking know, bro. I don't stinking know. What you think the score of this one's going to be, man?
Well, I got the Heels probably going to come out of the gate doing fine in the first half. Maybe if Mac can get them rolling, maybe in the first half, y'all need to score head on. But then in the second half, Pitt wakes up, gets the offense rolling, and I got Pitt probably scoring 21 points. I just don't know why, but I just feel like an underdog guy. I think Pitt's going to come out smoking.
Okay.
Good. Like, either they're going to play really good or really bad and get shut down, because this, to me, feels like a blue-collar versus blue-collar game.
So you think that Carolina defense might stand up and hold this top 10 national offense possibly to, you said 21? Did I hear that right? Does this thing work?
Yeah, 21 or 17, I'm going to say. I mean, y'all got good offense, right? You think. What would you think?
I think we got some serious question marks on offense, starting with the offensive line. I mean, I think Jacoby's competent. He's got a big arm. I think Omarion's the man, but when you don't have anybody blocking for you, bro, there's only so much you can do. So,
yeah,
and that was indicative of having almost 30 carries and having just over 100 yards. I mean, he worked for everything he had against Duke, and I can't imagine that it's going to be any different against Pitt.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ride. I mean, rushing yards is going to be a big factor in this game. You need to run the ball offensively good, because that's where it is, man. I don't think passing is going to be 100% in winning in this game, because I think they're going to have great defenders. They're going to be all over you, and they're going to want to play the best of their ability on defense, get a lot of third down stops, and that's going to be the key in this game for Pitt.
Yeah.
Is get third down stops, and obviously don't turn it over on downs.
Yeah. I hear you, man. So what's your score, Nick? Let me get you in here. Let me lock you in, brother.
As you know from earlier, I'm going to probably say Pitt about 17, Carolina probably a touchdown in the field goal. I'm going to say 10 probably, but
so Pitt,
y'all are probably going to score 17.
So let me get the final score. What's the final score?
It's going to go 17-10.
17-10. 17 to
They
10
scored
Pitt.
2 touchdowns and a field goal, and then y'all score a touchdown and a field goal is what I'm predicting.
That's a low-scoring affair, my friend. I'd be
And
pretty impressed with the stinking defense if we could keep them to 17 points.
Yeah, I might. I
So-
don't
so-
think that's going to happen, probably.
So tell me real quick, Nick, what's your top 3 scary movies, bro? I'm talking about the ones that make you stinking shiver at night.
Oh yeah, going back to that comment earlier. Well, I just got to go with Michael Myers, man. Top of my list. You cannot. I know it sounds old, but he's just one of my top favorites since a dang 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorites, bro.
Okay, Michael
And then-
Myers.
Yeah, and then kind of like Michael Myers, but Jason, the guy that comes out with a knife, starts killing kids. That one was good as well, man. Number 2 on my list.
Jason.
I don't even know. Like,
Who else, man? What's the third one? We got Michael Myers. We got Jason. Who else?
I can't call it, brother. I don't know the third one.
You don't know the
There's a lot
third
of
one?
them out
Okay.
there.
Well, if you think of it, put it in the comments section for me, and we'll let somebody else get in here for a phone call. So you got Jason and Michael Myers.
Yeah, well, man, I got to get back to the lady, Bubba. Gotta
Okay.
Get back to her, so I'm going to hang up here.
Get back to the lady, Nick, and I appreciate you calling, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Got to get back to my Wolfpack lady. I got a good one on my hands, fellas.
I hear you.
Just
Don't-
dated her.
Don't let her go.
I will, brother. You take
All right.
it easy tonight. And go Wolfpack, baby.
All right, go Heels. All right, later. Oh, the old Nick. Let's see who we got. Got another one in here. What's going on, baby? You on the phone with Russ?
What's up, Russ? It's Preston.
Oh, my man. What's up, brother?
I don't know. The scariest thing I've seen in a long time was our football team the last 2 weeks. But anyway,
There you are with the zinger. Yep.
we won't get into all that. But
What you got for me, brother?
so this could be a blowout, man. I mean, we gave up 70 James Madison. This is a legitimate offense we're going
Yeah.
against.
Yep.
And let me say also that Pittsburgh caller was fantastic, by the way. I just
100%.
didn't see that.
Hutch
so-
was
but you-
extremely insightful. Yeah.
Yeah, he really was. But you just don't know what. I mean, we held Duke to 0 for so long, and anyway, I just have no clue with this team.
Right.
I can't even begin right now.
Yeah. No idea what team's going to show. I mean, if you don't even know what daggum team is going to show up inside of a football game, 17 to
Right.
nothing
Yeah, exactly.
or 21-3. I mean, like, how can we stinking call this, bro? It's maddening.
Right.
It's stinking maddening, man.
But yeah, so I'm afraid it may be a blowout. But I'm the forever homer. I'm the little Russ. 28-27, the good guys.
28-27, the good guys. I like it, bro. I was thinking and I do think that they can win this game, Preston. I do think that they can win this game if they play to their capabilities. But the question is will they stinking play 4 quarters of football, man?
Oh, I agree. And I've said this every time. We can win any game. We can lose any game.
You sure did. Yep.
Now what's starting to bother, or the doubt, is that going to creep into the players? Are they going to give up on the season? They better not give up on the season.
Right.
I don't mind if you play hard and lose.
Yep.
I
100%.
don't like it if you just don't give a darn and lose.
Yeah. 100%.
That's
man.
unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. 100%, bro. Play it through, man. Yep. Just thinking, die on the hill, brother, with your shield in your hand. 100%, dude. So what's your 3 scariest movies, Preston?
Okay, so what's the one with the pea suit? The Exorcist.
Okay,
Is
that
the
one is
one
scary.
with the pea suit.
Yeah.
And then when I was a kid, Amityville Horror just, oh my goodness, that was so scary to me.
That is
Amityville
another scary
Horror.
one, bro. Yeah. The old one or the new
But the
one? Have you seen the new one?
The older one. I'm not seeing the newer one.
Haven't
No,
seen the
no,
new
no.
one? Yeah.
no. But the one that just to this day gives me nightmares thinking about watching it. I'm shivering right now thinking about it. Mamma Mia, that ABBA thing, that ABBA musical. Oh my God, that was scary to watch. Don't ever do it.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. You said that was scary to watch. It gave you nightmares.
Oh yeah, I don't recommend it.
That's stinking hilarious. Okay, I won't watch it, brother, because I've never seen it, so I'll take your word for it.
Okay, yeah, it's an ABBA musical. It's really scary. So,
It's really scary. Okay.
yeah, don't let your wife talk you into that.
Okay, all right. I got you, brother. Will do.
All right, guys.
Hey, I
Have a good one.
appreciate you, man. All right, Preston, brother.
No problem. All right, bye.
My man, stinking Preston, bro. Hey, just to let you know, real quick before this next caller jumps in here, man, and that's my stinking guy, bro. That's my stinking guy right there, man. Love me some Preston, dude. But when Nick was talking about Michael Myers and Jason and stuff like that, this is my thought process, okay? And I'll give you guys my top 3 in a little bit. But my thought process is this. If I can see you, excuse my stinking French, I'm going to whoop your ass. All right? That's just me keeping it a stinking buck, bro. You can have a knife. You can do whatever you want, bro. If I can see you, I am going to stinking chop you down, bro. So Jason and Michael Myers, if I'm walking around the stinking street and one of those stinking clowns comes out there and tries to get all stinking scary with me, bro, I'm going stinking hands on, son. Let's stinking go. Let's stinking go. Let's see, man, who we got? Hey, what's going on, baby? You on the phone with Russ?
Russ the Tar Heel.
It's me. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Wolfpack fan, Scott.
Oh, Mr. Scott. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Just laying in the bed with my chubby cat, man, getting ready to call it a night.
I hear you, brother. What you got, man?
Let me ask you something, man. You know, you showed that video of the day of your one of your Tar Heel players just nonchalantly talking that he wasn't going to let it bother him. You remember that?
Yep, 100%.
That's your problem, man.
Hey, that's why I stinking played it. That's exactly why I stinking played it, Scott. You know that's our problem, bro. You know 100% that is Carolina's problem, dude. There's no stinking... I won't say there's no. I will say that there are very few Warriors that have come through here in a while, man. That's our problem. That's our problem, man. And that is one of the that was the difference between, I hate to say it, but NC State and Carolina last year. We have so much talent on this stinking team, but there's very few Rams. There's very few dudes, man, that are like, you know, that will refuse to allow somebody to push them around. That's our problem.
Hey, Russ, you remember the Carolina game a couple years ago when we planted a flag in the middle of the field?
Unfortunately, I do, Scott.
So let me ask you something. Your field goal kicker missed that kick, right?
Yeah.
Well, did you notice not one player came to him and consoled him at all?
Yeah. Individuals.
Right.
Individuals,
I mean,
man.
you know how bad he felt.
Against NC State, yeah.
Well, as a team, the team should have went over there and said, "Look, man, we know you missed it, man, but we're here for you."
Right, 100%, 100%, bro.
And I think that's the difference between Carolina and State, man. And I'm not gonna say for sure, but I just feel like State cares about each other. They care about each other.
Yeah, they do. And it's because, and as much as I don't like Dave Doran, you know, and I'm talking about, you know, from obviously a rival perspective, Dave Doran, the thing that he does is that, you know, he owns, this is our program. You know, he owns, like, come to Raleigh and play for State. He owns, like, yeah, we're a little stinking rough around the edges. He owns that, bro. Mac Brown he's too nice, and he's too politically correct, and he's too, just wants to be friends with everybody. And I think it trickles down to the rest of his coaching staff and the rest, like even when he said, hey, look, I'm just going to take all the stinking onus for this. I'm not going to say names and throw people under the bus. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not asking you to throw people under the bus. I'm asking you to acknowledge what the issues are, i.e. why you can't get the stinking special teams fixed when we're just simply trying to punt the football. Why are our defensive linemen standing straight up in the second half? Hey, let's think in, how long are you going to say that you're going to be protecting everybody before you start saying, before I go down with this ship, I need to let everybody know who's not stinking getting it done. There's an accountability problem here, man. There's an accountability problem here.
You guys had the whole second half, man, to make adjustments for that run and that Duke was doing, man. You did, and the defensive coordinator, man, couldn't figure it out, man.
Right. Either he couldn't figure it out, or we just got a whole bunch of guys standing over there like this.
Exactly. Exactly, man. So let me ask you another question, man. When's the last time you guys had a coach that lit a fire on your player's fanny?
Oh, good night, man. Somebody stinking help me out with that one, bro. I mean, and I would say
I will go back.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go way back, man. I'm gonna say Bill Dooley, man.
I mean, you could say Bill Dooley. Yeah, I could say Bill. I think that Mac Brown had a little bit of fire about him in the mid '90s before he left. There was a little fire there.
About what would you say about Butch Davis? Did he light a fire?
See, a lot of Tar Heels don't like Butch, and I was listening to THI earlier, and they're like, hey, he cheated his ass off and this and that. I loved Butch Davis. Now, whatever he did on the side, to get some of the guys that he got in, hey. But as far as a football coach and the type of defense, at least the mentality that we had on that side of the football, it was respectable. That's the last time that our defense was worth a damn. Was when Butch Davis was there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
not when Fedora. Didn't you have a pretty good D when Fedora was there? No.
No, Fedora didn't like to recruit on the defensive side of the football, man. That was just the kind of, he wanted to score 60, 70 points, and win by, 30. He'd allow you to score 40,
Right.
But yeah, Butch took the defense serious. And I for one wish that we would stink and go back to a more complementary style offense to where, we got some stinking dogs on the defensive side of the football, and we're, scoring just enough offense to get the job done. Because we've had this whole, score as many points as possible thing, obviously up to this year. And it's been met with limited success because we just don't have a good defense, and it's killing us.
Well, let me throw something else at you, man. Your quarterback that got hurt, man, and is out for the season. What's his name?
Max Johnson.
If he plays the whole year, is there a difference, man, or you think it'd be the same thing?
I don't know that Jacoby Criswell is the problem. Now, I do believe that there was a reason Max Johnson was starting. That's for another stinking, because a lot of people weren't impressed with the way that he played against Minnesota. I agree with that. But I don't think the problem is Jacoby Criswell.
I don't either. I don't either.
Yeah,
I think he's young like Bailey over at State. He just needs some game time under him, man.
He's a senior. He's a senior, but this is his first time actually being, a QB1. And he's got the arm talent. He's playing well enough to win football games.
Definitely.
Now he didn't play well in the second half, and his completion percentage just kind of dipped a little bit. But, the guy is under stinking constant duress. He's not getting the same pockets that he had against Central and, parts of that JMU game. But JMU started to turn it up on him. And then Duke also was just sending a bunch of fire. And I'm going to say this, from Chip Lindsey's perspective, and I was pissed off during the game. when teams are sending 7 and 8 at you constantly and they're trying to, speed you up, fire you up, you have got to stink and draw up some types of screens to get in behind the vacated defensive line and backers. And we got all these daggone long developing routes going downfield, and people are wondering why he's getting hit in the chest and throwing picks. Like, if, to me, it's just, it's common sense, man. And I'm not seeing a bunch of that on the offensive or the defensive side of the football the past 2 games. So it's not Jacoby Criswell, man. We got some offensive line issues. We got some defensive line issues. And we've had some tackling problems the past 2 weeks. And it all boils down to culture, bro. They just don't come out to play, it seems like, week after week after week. And it's frustrating. We're all frustrated, bro.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, man, I asked you on the phone call, man, about the rest of your schedule, man. Have you reevaluated it now?
Yeah, we're 3-2 and still going 11-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I have definitely reevaluated it. These next 2 football games are going to tell us a lot, but I'll be honest with you, man, at this point, I'm just hoping that we can get bowl eligible. So, I'm looking at
good luck. Good luck with that, Russ. And same thing with the Pack, man. I don't think we're going to win a couple more games or at state, man. That's just You got to be honest with you. You got to be honest with yourself, man.
100%, yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah, and I see you guys getting beat pretty bad this weekend, Russ.
Tell me what you think, man. What you think that score is going to be, Scott?
33-17.
Whew, man, that would be an ass whooping, bro. And I tell you what, if that were to transpire, and you know what, I'm not at all saying that you're wrong, because what you just said is completely plausible. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, how much more is going to be able to go. How much more are we going to see of this before that stinking seat really starts to stink and fire up under Mac, if it ever will? I mean, 33-17.
I think it's already lit, and I think it's already lit, and I don't think he's coming back next year. I think he's going to retire. Didn't he want to retire in Chapel Hill?
Well, I think he wants to go out here. He don't want another job. Sally,
Right.
His wife, said that this is one of the places that they would go. One of like 2 places. And so, yeah, he had unfinished business. He's not going anywhere else, but I've heard a bunch of people say, man, that it could get ugly because he's not one who's just going to step down. And so, if he don't step down and Bubba don't have the fortitude or even the want to tell him, hey, man, we're going to go in a different direction, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you, Scott. Who's thinking knows, bro?
When he was hired, you thought that was a good hire?
100%. 100%. I was really excited about the Mac thing because at least it brought so much attention to Carolina. And look, here's the deal. In 2019, he changed that stinking football team around. Those first couple of games, I've been going to Carolina games for a long time. When they beat South Carolina, that Miami game in week 2 was the best environment I've ever seen in Chapel Hill. It was absolutely rocking. And I'm not telling you that as some, just fanboy. That place was jumping, man. And that's what Carolina could be. And then, you go from 5 wins over the course of 2 seasons to going to a bowl game, winning that bowl game, and then you come back and you win 8 football games, and you go to the Orange Bowl. We're all thinking, hey, bro, here we stinking come. And the recruiting classes are coming in. The top 15 recruits are coming in, and we're rolling. We're stinking rolling like here it comes, bro. And then I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, bro, 2021, preseason number 10, and then you falter down the course of that stinking game or that season at 6-7, and you get smoked by South Carolina. Carolina has not recovered since, and I think that includes the last couple of seasons, because it's not the same hype. It hasn't been the same hype, man.
you know what? I think we'd be talking a different story, man, if you guys would have beat Clemson that year.
Oh, bro, that would have been a stinking game changer. Yeah, that would have been a game
Yeah.
changer. I wasn't mad
that
that he
was a good
stinking
play.
went for it, but that was a great stinking football game, you know?
That was a bad call, man.
You think so?
I think you take it. I think you take it in overtime and take your chances, man.
I mean, I'm not arguing with you on that. I just, I liked the aggression. I didn't like the play call. You know, that was, you know, Sam Howell running the option, short side of the field.
I'll agree with you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That was just a bad play call, man.
Yeah. But I was.
I think you guys were better than Clemson that game, man.
I agree. I mean, I would not disagree with that, my friend. I wouldn't. And that's what I'm saying is Carolina was on the upward, and then it just hasn't been the same, my friend. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Before I let you go, brother, I'm not going to lie to you. There was no doubt in my mind back in 2020. After that Orange Bowl, obviously we had a bunch of guys sit out. There was no doubt in my mind that we were, 2 or 3 years away. 2 or 3 years away, Scott, from going to the playoffs. That's really what I stinking felt in my soul. With the guys that we had coming in and the way that we were playing football, I thought, bro, we're 2 or 3 years away. We are 2 or 3 years away from bringing home an ACC championship again finally and going to the stinking playoffs. And it has been just heartbreak after heartbreak since, man. So.
Well, let me give you my 3 scary moves before I let you go, man.
Give it to me, Scott.
All right. One of the worst decisions my dad ever made, man, he took me to see Jaws, the original Jaws, as a kid.
That's funny. Not what I thought you were going to say, but I got you, man. That got me too.
I was a kid, man. I was 1977 or something like that. I was 13, man. I saw that. You know what, Russ? I think I've only been in the ocean once since then.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
It scared me. It scared me terrible.
Yeah.
Second one would be what Preston said, The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen it?
Unfortunately, bro. Yeah, that one is terrifying.
Do you see the part where she comes down backwards?
Dude, that's the worst stinking part, bro. Hey, Scott, why did you have to bring that up? I'm just thinking about the one where she twists her head around. Dude, when she comes down those stinking stairs, I'm kicking her in the face, bro.
There you go, man. Hey, here's my last one, man. I hope some of your listeners don't hold it against me, but every time we hear Biden and Harris talk, man, that's so scary to me.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man.
Hey, Russ. Hey, great show, brother. I appreciate you, man, and you're my favorite Tar Heel, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you, Scott. Means a lot, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Good luck on
man.
Saturday.
All right, yes, sir. You too, man. All right, later. My man Scott, bro. My man Scott. Hey, Preston said he's with you on that one, Scott. Preston's plan when Mac was hired in his mind was to hire Mac, no buyout to pay, recruit some talent, and then have him retire and get a good X's and O guy when he retired. Yeah. And I wonder if that was the stinking plan, Preston. And I wonder if it was like, hey, it was kind of a, maybe not in contract form, but it was like, hey, maybe 4 or 5 years, bro, you get this thing running again, you get a guy, and now Mac is like, hey, man, I'm stinking feeling good. I'm still ready to stinking lead this thing. I don't know. I don't stinking know. So, real quick, because I don't know if anybody else is going to call. If you want to call, man, 919-590-3514. Your boys, 3 scariest movies. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this one or not, bro, but these are the ones that stinking really scare me. The first one is Paranormal Activity. When I first watched that stinking movie, bro, that stinking movie terrified me. And I was a grown stinking man. And I'm going to tell you why. What's going on, baby? You on the phone with Russ?
Hey, Russ. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. Hey, give me 1 second, man. Let me get these last 3 out. These last 3 out. I didn't want you to not get in, brother. So, Paranormal Activity, because if I can't see it, bro, you know what am I going to stink and do? So if you haven't seen Paranormal Activity, don't watch it because it is absolutely stinking terrifying. The second one is The Poltergeist, and you might laugh at me because of that, but when I was a little kid and that little clown was under the bed, bro, that stinking thing, and that old man that was singing the stinking hymn, bro, terrified me, man. And then the third one, just off the top, bro, Pet Cemetery. Pet Cemetery, absolutely just many sleepless nights because of that stinking movie. Many sleepless nights because of that stinking movie. So I appreciate you hanging out, brother. So what do we got, man? Who am I talking to?
Yes, sir. My name's Bobby Gibson. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, Bobby. I'm doing all right. I appreciate you calling, brother. What's going on tonight?
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller, actually.
I appreciate you calling, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I've been watching you on, on YouTube and all that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a question. It's, it concerns Carolina and NC State. I'm an NC State fan.
Okay.
I'm
sorry about that.
We got yeah. I am right now this year anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
But I know Carolina's in the same boat.
Yep.
Yeah, this rivalry we got going on with Carolina, I just don't understand, that why can't this rivalry be better? We got good high school players, we can recruit, and we're only like, 15, 20 miles from each other, and to me, I don't want Carolina or NC State to lose. No, not a game until they play each other. If that makes sense.
No, I understand that.
I want to be a Alabama and Auburn.
Right. No, I understand that.
I want the rivalry. North Carolina fans and NC State fans, man, they hate each other.
Right.
They
do.
And that's called football.
Right.
That's called rivalry. Right. And all that, and. I've been a State fan since '83 when State won the national championship.
Right.
And I hated Carolina ever since. I was a Dean Smith fan. I like Dean Smith. I like Roy Williams. They were good. They were fantastic coaches, right? But beating them like 17, 18 years in a row, it makes you hate it. I hate the team. I'm sorry.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
And they smoked us in basketball. we were,
Roy didn't lose the State a lot.
A stepchild, yeah, and all that. But football, for football though, basketball used to be a great rivalry between them two in the '80s.
Yeah.
And basketball, but football, I just don't understand. I remember last year you said something about when State playing Carolina, and you said State have reached their ceiling when they win 9 games, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got thinking about Carolina. I said Carolina's no different. That's what they're reaching. They're reaching 8, 9 games a year, and all that. And I'm just tired of them two teams, being sorry. Come on, call it what it is. Two rivalries that we've been going on for years. Fans that hate each other, and we can't get 2 good football teams on the field at the same time.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying. I think we got a problem with, basketball became king. Basketball became king. Football became an afterthought, at least at Carolina. That's something that we're battling every stinking year, is trying to get people to understand the importance of football, even though it's making so much more money than basketball. People, even at Carolina, still tend to, it's like they don't even want to hear that or see that. But another problem we have is that we got too many schools outside, man, plucking our talent. Tennessee's coming in and grabbing our best players. South Carolina's, they've been a thorn in our side a couple of times. There's been past where Virginia Tech has come down. I know that we've had some recruiting battles against Penn State. So people are constantly coming down here and they're plucking our talent. And nobody hates that more than me. Nobody hates that more than me because, as a as a guy that's really serious about North Carolina and my state, I want our kids to play at our stinking school and represent our universities. And,
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're having such trouble doing that. Now, I don't know about state, but I can say that, when Mac first came back, he was keeping a lot of that stinking talent in-house. A lot of guys were coming to Carolina, and we had some pretty good recruiting classes, and a lot of them were top-heavy with kids from North Carolina. But that's dissipated here recently, and I believe that it's because a lot of people have lost faith in the vision that he had initially when he came over. So I don't know necessarily about NC State, or what they got going on over there as far as recruiting is concerned, but I've noticed a huge dip in the best in North Carolina wanting to come to North Carolina. And you got to win football games, man. I mean, and you can't be losing to JMU and Duke. I mean, when you're when you're trying to convince a kid to come here and play football, you can't stinking lose to those two teams, man.
Yeah, I mean, Duke, you kind of understand. It's kind of a rivalry game, right? But when you lose to a non-Power 4 team like you did, they hung 70 points on you.
Yeah.
And, that's no sense right there. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care what college you go to. If you're a Power 4 school, you're supposed to roll in them games. You're supposed to put 70 points, not the other team,
100%, man. 100%. How do you explain that away? How do you explain? I can't imagine Mac Brown coming into my living room, and he's trying to court me to Carolina. He's saying, hey, listen, I'm just being honest with you. And I'm not like a diehard Carolina fan like I am. And he's saying, whatever excuse he's given, I'm thinking about a lot of things. Like, hold on. You got some talent over there, and they gave up 70. Like, I didn't see any defensive changes, and you gave up 70. Your fans left, and you gave up 7. Like, there's so many bad things that transpired in that stinking football game that just make Carolina football look bad. And it upsets me, man, from the coaching staff to the players to the fans. I mean, I've even noticed a withdrawal from participation just on the YouTube channel, and because, I don't know what it is over there at NC State, but at Carolina, when Carolina's not playing well, everybody just, they turn it off and they're just waiting for Carolina's exhibition game so that they can move on to a winner. I can't stand it, but.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, NC State, I've been following them. Like I say, I'm a big Wolfpack fan, have been for years, just like you are a Carolina fan, and all that. But I watch both teams, right, and all that. As much as I don't like Carolina and they don't like NC State and so on and so on, but I do want both of them to be good at the end of the year because the game will mean a lot more.
Oh man, that'd be so fun, bro. So fun.
Yeah, I mean, having two teams in the top 10,
yes,
fighting it out, at the end of the year, I mean, not going there, limping like last year, State was losing games first of the year, and then they open it up. I don't know how in the world they win as many games they did with the quarterbacks they had.
Right.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. And then Carolina come in, man, and they're limping in because they just lost. I mean, at the end of the year, they just like they gave up.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And
that's what it felt like,
I mean,
especially during that state game.
coaches give up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't, like I say, I mean, Russ, I mean, I'd rather for both of them teams to go in undefeated. I love it.
It would be nice.
I love for them to be fighting it out, packing the stadium, having 60,000 fans in there sold out, at each stadium, fighting it out at the end of the year. I don't want to see, see them coming in there, band-aided up and limping in, saying, I mean, to me and you, this rivalry means a lot,
Right, 100%.
And I mean, both of them coaches, didn't go to these colleges,
right.
Maybe it don't mean as much to them as it does to us, but it does, I mean, it does to the fans. I mean, we all live in the area, get this. My son plays high school football right now,
Mm-hmm.
and all that, and he got colleges, and somebody asked him, and he doesn't put it out there. He's a State fan, right? But if Carolina come calling, he said, if the Power 4 team, he'll go there, right?
Right.
And everything like that. And I told him, I said, well, I support your decision. I wear a Carolina shirt when I go to a game
My man.
and all that. And
Of course, it's your son.
I'm a State fan, but I support my son.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all that. And he got a decision to make going down the road where he wants to go and play.
Right.
But but man, for these teams around here, man, I'm in North Carolina, and my heart goes out to my brothers that's up in the mountain, man. They got hit hard.
Yes, sir.
And we're down here, man. We're just trying to take all this in.
Right.
And I know football secondary to what's going on, up there.
Of course.
And my
Yeah.
prayer goes out to them.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, just in my score, I'm gonna give you my score now.
What's your score, brother?
Yeah, I love Carolina in this game. For the reason is because Carolina, I think they're gonna pull off an upset.
Okay.
Just one because they're playing at home. Just two. I think their defense is good enough. Now their defense, except for that, except for giving up 70 points, their defense played all right this year.
Hasn't played bad, yeah. Well,
No,
the second
haven't played
half,
bad.
of the Duke game was rough, though.
Yeah, but I mean, in the past, this year, compared to last year, I think their defense playing a little bit better this year than what they did last year.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that they're playing at home, and you're playing at home, you got some juice in you. You're coming off a robbery loss. I mean, Pitt coming in there. Pitt's a good team. But yeah, I just got a funny feeling that Carolina's just gonna win this game Saturday. I think it'll be an offensive game. I think it'll like 35-31. But I think Carolina just got a gut feeling.
35-31 Carolina. You know what? I would take it. Bobby. I mean, at this point, bro, just win. just thinking.
Yeah,
thinking. Start stacking wins, bro.
Yeah, I'm pulling for both teams. I think it wouldn't hurt my nerves none if both of these teams before they played their last game of the year that they just went out.
Hey, I mean, 10. Yeah, sure. I'd love it. Thinking 10-2 apiece.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be pretty
I
cool.
Mean, could you imagine Chapel Hill being sold out for that game?
No, that'd be that's how it should be, bro. That's how it's thinking should be, and that place should be rocking. And the same thing when we come to Raleigh, it should be rocking.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it shouldn't. We shouldn't get the game. I mean, just like the announcer said, we don't get enough love for this robbery, right?
Yeah.
And all that, but last year they were talking about this robbery, not getting enough love, not getting enough publicity and all this other stuff. And the reason for that is because we're not in the top 25 when we play each other. I mean, we're not attractive. We're not going to draw game day to the stadium.
Right.
And all that. This has got to change. I mean, it really does. I mean, for the state of North Carolina, for the good of the state, I mean, both these teams. I mean, I know y'all got crosstown rivalry with Duke, but I mean, basketball, it means something to y'all in basketball. But in football, this is your rivalry.
100%. Hey, you're not going to get any argument from me. The Duke game is now there are Carolina fans, bro, that for whatever reason that's their stinking that's their. But hey, I'm telling you right now, Russ the Tar Heel, I have one rival above all, and it is NC State. And as far as football is concerned, listen, I talk to a lot of you guys on a daily basis. Whether it be right here. And obviously we're men, we're North Carolinians, I'm a Tar Heel. And because you're a North Carolinian, you're also a Tar Heel, but you just call yourself Wolfpack. but hey, listen, all jokes aside, like, as far as football is concerned, that's our rivalry, bro. And I hate NC State football. Now, obviously, I don't have a problem with NC State fans, you know, because it's
Right.
we're talking about football. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about
Yeah.
it within the scope of the rivalry. But yes, NC State. There is no game, Bobby, that I get up for every single year, no matter what the stinking records are, bro. I can't wait for Carolina State, bro, on the gridiron. Can't wait for it, bro. It's my favorite. It's my favorite game of the year. You say, hey, Russ, do you want to watch Carolina State or the Super Bowl? Psst, not even a stinking question. Do you want to watch the Panthers in the Super Bowl or Carolina State? It's not even a question for me, bro. It's Carolina State. That game
Yeah.
is the most important game, period, in football. So I hear you, brother.
It is. I mean, it's the whole state. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's who your neighbors. You know, your neighbor. I'm a State fan. My neighbor could be a Carolina fan,
Right,
or
right.
you know, and people I work with, man, I see them walking around with that nasty blue shirt on. You know, and that nasty hat on. You know, and then I'm wearing mine. You know. And I probably put mine on for the Final Four last year. I thought, oh man, I'm going around with my hat on, you know,
I hear
probably
you.
boasting my chest out, you
I
know,
hear you.
and everything like that. But that's rivalry, right?
Mhm.
And you know, and we get up for that game, you know, we start talking trash. You know, I lost money before on Carolina beat State, you know, and
Right.
I lost some money on that game and stuff like that. And they're betting on who's gonna win, you know, and
Yeah.
I mean, and trash talking starting up, you know, and you know, my brother, he's a Carolina fan. I'm a State fan. You know, I get this. I got one son. He's a Carolina fan, and one son's a State fan.
Well,
You
I'm
know,
glad.
I'm
glad that
yeah,
you got one
so-
kid with common sense.
well, you know, and it kills me. Now it kills me, right? I gave him a Carolina Tar Heel helmet for his birthday, right?
Oh, okay.
Now it
Yes,
kills
sir.
me to have to buy Carolina stuff
Yeah.
for him. But I told him when he was a Carolina fan, I told him, I said, look, I'm going to support you in what you do, right? Because that's what a dad does, right?
Right. Right.
You know, I don't pull for Carolina. You know, I don't like Carolina, the rivalry. But you know, he wants to be a Carolina fan. Hey, you know, I support that.
Right.
You know, that don't mean I'm going to pull against his team to lose, but you know, I support him.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
mean, it's a you know, it's a mixed up family. They should all be State fan, but can't have it like that.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Well, hey,
Yeah.
Bobby, before you get out of here, man, you got 3 scary movies, man?
I actually got one,
Okay, tell me your
And
one.
all that.
What you got?
and you know, and that'll be Chucky.
Really?
We're in a world with a dog come. Let me tell you something. You know, you know, you go in Walmart or somewhere like that, and you start looking at baby dogs, man. You think that thing gonna come alive and start stabbing you? So man, I've been there. That dog, I mean, they let that dog come alive, and he come a mass killer. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Now you want to lay there. You want to lay in your bed, and you got youngins that got baby dogs in their closet. And you watching that closet, hoping one of them don't come alive and stab you to
Hey,
death.
man, just lock your door, bro. He can't reach the doorknob.
No, I'm gonna burn all the baby dogs.
I hear you, brother. I
Yeah,
hear you.
man. No, I mean I'm not a big scary fan, man. My mom, she loved watching scary movies. I mean, she was. I don't know why she did it. She watched scary movies and then she leave the lights on all night.
Yeah,
You know,
and then leave the lights on all night. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she watched like Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Right.
You know, her favorite one was Chucky. Man, that's the reason I really scared of my
Yeah,
dogs. I don't
yeah.
know, man.
I hear
You
you.
know, I'm a 55-year-old man. I think you know, all these scary movies and stuff like that my mom used to watch, and I said, man, and then they leave all the lights on.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, so I got out of the scary movie. I got out of the scary movie, brother. I think Chucky probably cured that.
Chucky's the one who got that one done. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all have a good night and good luck on Saturday.
Hey, I appreciate you, Bobby. You have a wonderful night, brother.
All right, brother. You too.
All right, man.
Bye.
Bobby said, Chucky, once again, bro, if Chucky comes in the door right here, is it going to startle me a little bit? Yeah. But as soon as that cat starts coming to me, bro, I am putting my size 10 shoe right in his stinking face. I'm punting him. I'm going to shank him, bro, into like the 10th row like Stinking Tommy from Carolina. Good night, bro. That's stinking funny, man. Old Chucky. Old Stink. You running from him, Nick? He's going to catch you, bro. I ain't running from him, bro. He's going to catch you, man. Those guys always end up stinking catching them. 919-590-3514. If we got anybody else that wants to stinking call in, let me know your 3 scary movies and your score prediction. Give me your 3 scary movies and your score prediction. While we're waiting for a phone call, we'll see if anybody else wants to stinking call. I'll give you guys. It's kind of scary, bro. But when I was in Iraq, and hopefully we don't. If you're gonna call, give me 1 second, man. I promise I won't be too long. When I was in Iraq, there was some. We were with the Iraqi police all the time, and we had interpreters, and they would tell us like stories and stuff like that, and we'd swap patches and things of that nature, bro. But there was an IP that told me, it's what we called them, IPs, that was telling me about this. I can't remember the name of this stinking thing, but they call them jinns. And it's supposed to be like some spirit that's like lesser than the angels. It's like over there in like the Muslim countries and stuff like that. And basically the story that I was told, and there was like a specific name for this thing, bro. And, there's not lights like that just light up the streets, in Iraq like there is in the United States of America. It's very dark. When the sun goes down, man, it's almost pitch black. And we had T-walls that would go around. They're like concrete blocks that are supposed to confine, like rocket rounds and stuff. Anyway, so the story is there's this jinn that goes around at night, and if you're outside walking around, it's known to come through and stink and take you away. So, are there good movies about those, Evil Ash? Okay, so they'll stink and take you away, bro, because and that's why a lot of these people were like, when it's dark, you're not supposed to be outside, And so I remember one night, bro, this is probably like 4 months into my tour. I'm sitting outside, and I got to use the latrine. It's the bathroom, if you didn't. It's called the latrine. And we have to walk. So you have to take your weapon and you walk to the latrine so that you can use the bathroom. And like I said, it's dark. So all the lights are pointed downward. They're pointed downward. They're not pointed upward. And that's so that the enemy, they can't like kind of lock in on where you're at. So having an easy target, it's just lit up. So I'm walking, and this is going to sound silly, man. So y'all don't make fun of me too much, bro. But I'm thinking walking by myself to the latrine. It's like 2 a.m. And all of a sudden, bro, it's like a calm night, not a stinking sound. And all of a sudden, you hear this like right over my stinking head. Now, we had drones. Okay, this is back in 2010, 2011. We had drones. They were not silent. These things sounded like flying lawnmowers, bro. Waka, 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 waka. I mean, like, just loud, stinking. You knew when a stinking drone was coming through. It was just this crazy, like, right above my head. Dude, when I tell you, bro, and this is like not too long after I had heard this story from the first time, I took off running. Now, remember, I'm downrange, bro. I'm a stinking soldier. I took off running to the stinking latrine. Didn't even look and see what it was, bro. Just stinking beat feet. And I got in there, dude. And let me just say this. I hung out there for a second. I took my leak. And then I stinking hung out there for a second, bro. And it took me to get a whole lot of courage, bro, to stinking get back to where I was supposed to be. Because I just knew that that's what the heck that was, bro. I just stinking knew that's what the heck that was, man. It was, I know it sounds probably, like, oh my God, that could have been anything. No. I'm telling you what I heard and felt, bro. And there's no rational explanation for what that could be. I was there for 12 months, never had anything else like that happen to me. You know, it's not like there's these stinking huge pterodactyls that are out there, you know, swooping down. That was stinking wild, bro. That was stinking wild. But that's one of the craziest things that happened to me that was kind of maybe, you know, you could say maybe supernatural when I was downrange. You know, I'm convinced that it was. I'm personally convinced that it was, man. So we're at 136, man. We've talked a lot and talked to a lot of state fans. We've got 5 picks. You know, Little Russ said 33-31. Hey, if you haven't already, man, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all thinking, hey, if you didn't know, Pop is doing all right, bro. He's a little sore. He tried to get out on the field, bro, and talk to Mac Brown. And the stinking security wasn't having it. Let me put Little Russ's score in here. Little Russ said 33-31 Carolina. And I said 30-27 Carolina. I just got a feeling about this one, man. So final thoughts, unless somebody else wants to stinking call. George Miller seems to think that it's going to be a stinking blowout at the hands of the bad guys. But Carolina's 3-2, bro. 0-1 in the Atlantic Coast Conference, man. What if the Cave Wizard wins? I don't know. I guess I'll stinking have to get him to come back, and I'll hand him the stinking cash. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do that, Preston, and I don't know what time frame he's from, but hopefully he can use $150 U.S. currency. I don't stinking know what to tell you, bro. Why'd you call me on that, man? But anyway, what if the Cave Wizard wins? Oh my goodness, man. Hopefully the Cave Wizard doesn't win, dude, because he picked 41-38. But the good news is the antique guy said that he's terrible at picking, you know, the winner of games. So I hope that comes true. But Carolina's 3-2, 0-1 in the conference, bro. This will be Pitt's first ACC game of the season. They're 4-0 coming off a bye week. They're getting a ton of guys back, including Desmond Reed. Rodney Hammond's coming back. So they'll have, you know, a full stable of stinking backs. George Miller with the $4.99, brother. Hey, I appreciate you, George. I appreciate the love, man. Tara Hill just walked in here. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for the $4.99. Oh, dude, that's a stinking good one. Dude, Tara Hill, bro. Let me tell you guys real quick before I get into my final. Oh, my gosh, I forgot about that one. Dude, let me tell you what stinking movie stinking terrified me. Let me tell you what stinking movie terrified me, bro. The Blair Witch Project. I don't care if you think that's funny, bro. That movie stinking terrified me. And I have a ton of family that lives up in Maryland. And, dude, hey, George, man. Hey, prayers up to you, brother. Gosh, that's a long time without power, man. I'm glad you finally got power back up, bro. Hopefully you're doing well, man. Hopefully you're stinking doing well, dude. Gosh, that's a long time, George. Hey, prayers up for George, man, in his situation, dude. Gosh, man, that's stinking. We were fortunate enough. I think we were without power down here for about 6 hours. And then family's good. That's great to hear, bro. That's stinking great to hear. Don't you dare stack no rocks outside my stinking house, Preston. I got to get up early in the morning, bro. I see that crap, dude. Hey. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're probably going to need one, George. You're probably going to need one, bro. But let me tell you something, man. Blair Witch Project, dude, did something to my stinking spirit, bro. Like, that movie terrified me, man. It terrified me. Just the thought of walking in the woods and you keep coming to the same spot over and over and over again. And then the way that thing ended, oh, my stinking goodness, bro. Whoo. Yeah, Tara Hill, bro, in the clutch, man. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, coming in the clutch, bro, because I forgot about that stinking movie, dude. Nah, buddy. Ain't no facing no corner over here, bro. I don't face the corner. Ain't nobody making me face the corner. Ain't nobody stinking making your boy face the stinking corner, man. Hey, George. Hey, brother. Hey, got to work early tomorrow. Have a wonderful day at work, brother. I appreciate you checking in, and I'm so glad, man, that everything's going well for you and the family, brother. God bless you, man. God bless you. But yeah, real quick, man. So, I don't know what team we're gonna stink and find, man. And what I'm honestly hoping, dude, is that Pitt, they're 4-0. Nobody puts Russ in the corner. They're 4-0, man. They're coming off a bye week. They've had 2 weeks basically to stink and feel good about themselves. And a lot of people are real big on buys. James Madison came off a bye, and then they ended up handing us our ass, So I guess that kind of flies in the face of my logic. But, what I'm hoping is that Carolina they're reeling. I'm hoping that it's homecoming. I'm hoping they got a little bit extra juice, bro. They're on a 2-game losing streak. And I just kind of I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling that this is going to be a game where we're supposed to lose, like everybody's counting us out. And then somehow we end up pulling this one out. Now, I would not be surprised at all in this game, to be completely honest with you guys, if Pitt comes in here and rolls us by 2 or 3 scores. That terrifies me. I think that they're capable of it, and I think that Carolina is capable of allowing that to happen to them. Once again, you still can't convince me that on paper Carolina should not win this football game. I had them winning this game at the beginning of the season, but we got some issues, man, that go far beyond X's and O's. Far beyond X's and O's, and that is why I'm so kind of wishy-washy. You say, what's your confidence level in 30-27 Carolina? Bro, to be completely honest with you, man, 50-50. 50-50, coin flip. I stinking don't know what team we're going to get, bro. I don't know if they're going to be more focused on homecoming and the parties afterwards, or, if we're going to get kicked in the butt by a stinking noon kick again. It's going to be maybe 35,000, 40,000 fans in the stands. That's probably tickets sold. You know what I'm saying? Not even fans in the stands, which, bro, don't even get me started on that, man. And I'm just hoping that Carolina can come out swinging, bro, and they can learn from we got to have this football game. To me, this is a must win for North Carolina. This is a must win for North Carolina, because you lose this game. We know our history with Georgia Tech. You get a bye week. UVA comes in. Florida State after that. Those are probably 2 winnable games. But you're on the road, so who knows how in the world we do with that. I mean, look, Duke and Florida State are very comparable teams to me, and we lost to Duke. Stagnant offenses, so I wouldn't even say that that's just some ushered in, understood W. You know what I mean? So we got to start winning these football games, man, and we cannot let Pitt come into our house and hand us our ass, bro. Like, 3-2, man. We got to get back to stinking 500 in ACC play, bro. And these kids need to bring the stinking juice. So I'm really excited. It's another opportunity, man, for Carolina to right the ship. To right the ship, man. And they need this one. They need it stinking bad. Cody said my top 3 scariest movies, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not really big on the gory stuff, bro. Like, now there are parts of that one that stinking, are terrifying. But I'm not really, I can't watch all the gory stuff. Like, I couldn't stand the Saws and stuff like that. Couldn't stand those movies. Poltergeist was one of mine, Cody. Because that old man, bro, when that old man comes in singing that stinking hymn with the crazy hair sticking out his hat, oh my goodness. Hey, I see that dude walking down the street and he's trying to talk to me. I might just have to stick him real quick, bro. Like, hey, we're not friends. We're not friends, bro, and you ain't taking me nowhere. That guy stinking used to scare the crap out of me. You know how many nightmares I had about that little clown thing under the bed? Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my stinking goodness, man. I got mixed emotions if I should, because when I was, about this time, old man is in Poltergeist 2. Okay, yeah, my bad. But I just meant the Poltergeist series in general. But yeah, he is in the second one. This October, bro, I used to watch all these stinking movies, man. I used to watch all these movies. I haven't really as of late, but I might watch a couple. I might watch a couple stinking this year. Who knows, man? If you guys haven't, another one that I was thinking like is Russ is gonna push his TV outside tonight. Yeah, that way it doesn't come on with the static and stuff. I mean, the TV still. I think that's some cable stuff, bro. I got Hulu, so if my TV starts doing the static thing, oh, we're leaving. We're stinking getting out of here, bro. Because there's no reason for my TV to stink and do the static thing. But yeah, dude, yeah, that Army of Darkness. I stinking love that movie. It's a little stinking obtuse. You know, that was a stinking great movie that I always watched like every October. It's longer, but I really enjoyed that stinking movie. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, bro. There's a bunch of them. Like I said, this is my favorite time of the year. You got October. We're in the middle of football season. You got, you know, Halloween and the weather starts stinking getting better. You got you know, stinking Thanksgiving right after that. Carolina, NC State basketball season starts. Then you got Christmas, which is my favorite holiday. I love this time of year, man. I love this time of year. Hey, Cody said Army of Darkness is great. It is great. I even like was having fun just putting this stinking outline or the backdrop on this, man. I was so excited to do that because I'm a real big season guy, bro. Like I like pumpkin spice lattes. Don't you stinking question my manliness, bro. But when October comes, now here's the thing too, real quick. I know we're kind of going all over the place before I get you guys out of here because I think we're done with the callers. Unless somebody wants to jump in here real quick last minute. I'm real big too that you don't stinking eat or drink anything pumpkin until October 1st, man. These gas stations and stuff that are offering pumpkin spice, whatever, and, you know, dude, that is stinking blasphemy. October 1st, man. That's when you can stink and eat pumpkin stuff. That crap irks me. Hey, would you like a pumpkin latte? No, it's not October 1st. Evil Ash, I hear you, bro. All right, we got one more, man. Maybe you should watch Mamma Mia while drinking your pumpkin spice latte. Ah, you stinking dirty dog. Hey, what's going on, baby? You're on the phone with Russ.
Hey, Russ, what's happening, brother? I wanted to squeeze you in one more time, man.
What's up, Nick?
Pack fan coming in, brother.
What's up, man? What you got?
Hey, I just wanted to comment on what's going to be your next skit idea for the next coming football game.
For Georgia Tech? I don't know, man. I don't know yet. I'm still, like, you'll be surprised, bro. I'll think of them a little bit, but I'm so, like, involved with Pitt right now. Usually, bro, I think of that stuff the day of. So I had to go.
I love the last skit you did with JMU about the nightmare that came true.
Yeah. You like that one?
I laughed so hard.
It was a nightmare that came true. God. Yeah, it was a nightmare that came true. I'm glad you guys enjoy those because there's times where I'm like, man, people don't even stand, but I enjoy doing them, you know. So I'm hoping that people start to, like, you know, if nothing else, bro, they enjoy thinking, what is this clown gonna do for his skit, you know, this game week, you know. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, bro.
Yeah, man, I thought you killed it, especially the part where your boy Lil Russ comes in, man. That was epic right there. That was good.
When he wakes me up.
A little more. It was good, man. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was good.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Nick. All right, man. We'll get back to your old lady, bro.
Yeah, well, anyways, I'm going to let you go, brother. Have a good one.
All right, brother. All right, take it easy, Nick. My man, Nick. Hey, we're going to make him a Carolina fan before it's all done, I'm telling you. Preston said, I'm guessing this is like a real girly stinking, I mean, this is one of those, what is Mamma Mia? Is that a girl? It's a music. That's what he was saying. Yeah, that's what Preston was saying. He said maybe you can watch that while drinking your latte. Hey, I got a little soft side too, brother. I got a little soft side too, especially during the holidays, man. Especially during the holidays. So, anyway, we're running up on 2 hours, man. I want to appreciate, hey, guys, I can't thank you guys enough, man, for coming out here, hanging out with your boy, man. Usually we're about an hour and a half. We went 2 hours this time. And like I said, try to make this a part of your week, man. Even if you can come and hang out for 30 minutes to an hour, dude, call into the show, man. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. We had a great caller, Hutch. Super insightful Pitt fan, man. That was a great stinking call. We get to listen to Nick all the time, bro. Preston calls in. Hey, I really appreciate the guys that I can tell, man, there's some guys, man, that are, they're enjoying this a little bit, man, just like I'm enjoying it. So I really appreciate the guys that come in here every stinking Thursday, Friday night when we do these, man. We just have a good time, and we'll do something else, man. So we had a top 3 scariest movies. If you guys can think something else, obviously like an October theme, top 3 for next Thursday when we play Tech. Hey, send me a DM or something like that, man, and we'll try to keep this thing rolling because I think it just makes it a little bit more fun. We'll talk football, and then we'll kind of get into the personal side as Tar Heel Nation, college football family, etc., etc. So, hey, it's about stinking 10 o'clock, man. I'm going to stinking jump off of here, and I'm going to go love on my wife and hang out. And so I suggest all of y'all go and do the stinking same thing. Don't forget, hey, Saturday, I'm getting off right in time, bro. Right in time. So if I'm a couple minutes late, I apologize. But I'm going to try to make it 12 o'clock on the dot, bro. Live reaction and watch party. Make sure you tell all your stinking Tar Heel fans that the Tar Heel Huddle is here. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate you guys. I love you, Tar Heel Nation. Y'all be safe. And, hey, like I said, at the end of the day, bro, don't you ever think and forget you walk around with your chin up and your chest out because you're a Tar Heel. Love you guys.